What is happening right now? I don't even know. Oh my god, what is happening right now? Hutko, the sign is falling. Hold on. Put this right here, hold on. There, that should work. There we go. Oh my god, what is happening? What is happening right now? What is happening? What the fuck is happening right now? What the fuck is happening right now? All right. So, you know what? I may pour a whiskey. I don't need it. By the way, here's my list of thank you notes I'm writing for a Hudco customer. So if you're a Hudco customer, you're getting a handwritten thank you note from Scone. Oh my God. Okay. Holy shit. All right. Where do we begin? LSU, improbably a night ago, rallies down 7 in the 8th inning to win. They beat Kennesaw State. And then, I'll be damned, tonight they get to play Southern Miss, the host. A great baseball team, by the way. I've said this all along. Southern Miss, there are teams that are hosts in this regional right now that are a fucking sham. Maryland is a fucking sham. East Carolina, Georgia Southern, sham, fucking sham. They're shams. Southern Miss is a very good baseball team. A very good baseball team. Worthy of not only hosting, but probably worthy of being a national seed. LSU goes and rallies from 7 down against Kennesaw State in the 8th inning to win. And then tonight they're down 6-2, and we will talk about how they got down 6-2. And a lot of it was their own fucking doing. And I will tell you right now, goddammit, if any of you are ever going to talk to me ever fucking again about the importance of a defensive catcher, fuck you. By the way, nightcap, after hours, I curse. If you got a problem with it, go away. I'm going to tell you right fucking now, if any of you have a fucking problem with a defensive fucking catcher being in the game, then fuck you. Because that cost LSU 2 runs tonight. Your catcher's inability, his lazy inability to block up a ball. Instead of moving his fucking legs like they teach you when you're 6 fucking years old to get in front of the ball and block it up, just backhand it, let it go to the fucking backstop. Now runners in fucking scoring position. You fucking get a single and run scores, goddammit, instead of fucking ground ball double play. Fuck you. All right. It's not about that. But LSU rallied again. They rallied again in this ball game for down 4 in the 9th. Incredibly, down 4 in the 9th for a stunning 4-run 9th inning, and they win the ball game in extras in 10. Absolutely stunning. Josh Pearson, how about this? The game-winning run. Freshman Josh Pearson, his chopper back up the middle, scored freshman Josh Stevenson to win the game. What does that say about the future of LSU baseball? Incredible. Paul Gervais, he's the winning pitcher of record. I came in the scenario where he had to come in and did his job. Hurston Waldrop from Southern Miss. LSU had him on the ropes in the first. They let him off the fucking hook. God damn, they let him off the hook. By the way, who are you? Hold on. C4 Dynamite complaining about the catcher's crazy. Fuck you, you're an asshole. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because the inability to block up 2 fucking balls allowed 2 runs to score, and that's why you're in the situation we're in. So fuck you. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You don't like cursing, not the show for you, by the way. After hours, not the show for you. We'll get to that. McManus homer tonight. Awesome. He also cost you 2 runs. And it's not so much about him. He's doing the best he can. It's more about you being a fucktard. You don't understand the importance of a catcher. Pearson, his chopper, scoring, Stevenson, 2 freshmen that provided the game winners for you was incredible. Waldrop was awesome. LSU had him on the ropes in the first inning. He hits Cruz, the first batter of the guy. Had five. He had 5 hit by pitch the whole season. Hits Cruz, the first batter of the game. You had him on the ropes. You had him bases loaded. You had a run in, bases loaded, 2 out, and you had a chance to, in the first inning, blow it open. And just like a night ago when Thompson struck out, Joe Bear struck out tonight with the bases loaded and chance to blow it open. And credit to Southern Miss, they took advantage. They came back and they took a lead, and they continued to grow on that lead based on LSU's mistakes. But like this team has done so many times, man, you give them enough chances, there's too much firepower in that offense. And they had to have it in the 9th another time, and they got it in the 9th another time. So LSU sits and waits. So tomorrow, Kennesaw State and Southern Miss will play. Kennesaw State beat Army 9-8, incredibly. That game was so competitive. But Kennesaw State beat Army, so Kennesaw State and Southern Miss will play tomorrow in an elimination game. The winner will have to beat LSU twice. And because now Tanner Hall and Waldrop have both thrown for Southern Miss, Riggins, their number 2 starter, who they've saved, is going to have to throw tomorrow against Army. Against Kennesaw State to try to stave off elimination. So, for LSU, they'll be able to play basically a Sunday and then a midweek for a chance to win once to move on to Super Regionals. Incredible. So, absolutely incredible. All right, we'll go through the game. Let us fire away with your comments. If you're on Facebook, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash that like button if you haven't done so yet. Appreciate y'all so much for watching. Again, if you don't like profanity, the Scone pages after hours are not for you. Full disclosure, okay? The Scone pages after hours are not for you if profanity offends you, which I get it. For some people it does, and that's okay. That's totally fine. But that's probably going to happen here then. And the dickhead C4, whatever, Dynamite, who says, who's your catcher then? It's fucking McManus right now because you don't have another option, of course. But it's more along the lines of the people. I'm not saying pull me. You don't have an option. But the point is, all the fucktards like you who continue to say, well, don't play Milazzo because he can't swing. It's not about that. If you ever fucking watch a baseball game in your life, you dumb fuck, you know that you will sacrifice offense for a premium glove at an elite defense, or elite glove at a premium defensive position. Right at the middle. Catcher, short, center field. This is fucking baseball 101, dickface. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to block you. I don't feel like talking to you anymore. You're an idiot. Go away. You're ruining my vibe tonight. I hate you. Fucking morons. Morons that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You're going to ruin my vibe, and I hate it. Okay, let's talk to the people who actually matter. All right. Like Ryan Bouguet, what's going on? The shit I tune in for, Scone starts motherfucking. That's why you come here at night. And if you have a problem with it, don't come here. If you want censored Scone that's more tempered, catch me 3 to 6 on AFR. That's me. That's what I've been for 12 years on that show. And I'll continue to be forever as long as they'll let me. If you want me uncensored, you want me this, you catch me at fucking 10:50 at night after LSU just won the marble game of a regional by scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the ninth and winning it in 10. And then I got to deal with fucking idiots with a fake fucking name on YouTube coming with some bullshit. Yeah, you're going to hear motherfucks. That's what you're going to hear. That's what you're going to hear. All right. Okay. So, let's talk about it. Floyd, let me pull up the box score. I want to run through the game, then I'll get to all your comments. By the way, I love you all. Even the fucktard who I was talking about, whatever his name is, C4, he's a loser. I mean, but I love him anyway. Because I love all of God's children. But some of you need to be called a fucking idiot at times. And that guy needs to be called a fucking idiot at times, like right now. Okay, so let me get, real quick, bear with me. Let me get here to the box score. All right, here we go. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. There it is. Excuse me. All right, so Ty Floyd got the start in the ball game tonight for LSU. A really good first inning as he gets LSU through the. Excuse me. Come on. He gets LSU through the first with relative ease. Boom. Tigers score in the first inning. Morgan got the single through the right side. and that scored Dylan Cruz. So LSU, boom, is up 1-0. Second inning, you're feeling like, okay, let's get right back through it. Sargent hit the blooper, and then McGillis hit the blast. Bloop and a blast. You see it all the time in baseball today. Unfortunate, that was a situation where, you just tip your cap. Floyd got behind in the count. It was 2-0. I know some people tweeted me, why would you groove him a fastball? He didn't groove him a fastball. He threw it low and away. Go watch it. Sargent went opposite power alley on that fucking swing and left the yard. Like, he just hit the piss out of it. Tip your cap. You were down 2-0, 2-0. You had to throw it over the plate. It was a good pitch location. It was a better swing. Tip your cap. You're down 2-1. You come back. McManus hits the homer to right center. Beautiful, awesome. You tie the game at 2, and then you come back, boom, and you get an easy 1-2-3 third, and then here's your chance to go take over the game. And LSU missed an opportunity, bottom 3, in that situation to potentially take back the lead. And the opposite happened, where Southern Miss got the run in the 4th, another run in the 5th, and all of a sudden now you're down 4-2, and that was when Waldrop hit his groove, and Waldrop threw up a 0 in the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and they finally pulled him after the homer. They pulled Waldrop. Waldrop went 6 2/3, and then went to Dalton, who gave him an inning and did not allow a run, despite the fact that he walked 2 and LSU had a threat come aboard. But they finally busted through against Landon Harper. That's when Cruz hit the homer. And it looked like, all right, here we go. Like, let's see if we can get this rally going, or is it too little too late? And ultimately they busted through against Harper, who gave away to Garrett Ramsey, who took the loss in the ball game, as he allowed the runs that were charged to Harper, and then Ramsey gave up the final run of the ball game that Tyler Stewart allowed when he came in relief. So just an incredible scenario that unfolded for LSU in this ball game, to come back again the way that they did. Just incredible. So now you look at what you do in a Sunday that you have to treat like a game 3. So let me get to some of you first, and then I'll go back into what I think they might do. We can talk about this game, and then we'll talk about what I think they might do on Sunday here in the winners bracket game, based on what they have available. All right, the Alex Day, Connor O'Neill, Wesley Randall, Lenny Moss, what's good? I missed it. Fill me in. I was at a wedding downtown. LSU was down 6-2. They scored 4 in the 9th and won it in the 10th. That's the best way I can simplify it for you. Landon Lambert, Dustin Blanchard, Tim Gotro, the Rally Frogs can't be stopped. Matt Covington, what a game. Will Burton, Alex Day, Jerry DeLucky, what's good? Unfucking believable. Sorry to disturb your dinner. Yo, my phone. We're sitting at Rafine. So, honest to goodness, true story. So, Erica works at St. Jude in Baton Rouge. They had their St. Jude fair a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, whatever. Tonight they had like mass at 4 o'clock, and then the fair committee all had a meeting. So 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, the dinner at 5. The game starts at 6. We're sitting there and I'm spouses are invited. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, they're doing the fair committee meeting. I'm watching the game on my phone. And then me and Eric and another couple went to Rufino's afterwards to go have drinks and watch the game. Big shout out Shelly Melansaw, got us a table at Rufino's. So we ended up sitting there watching the game, having drinks. We had a late dinner. And of course, LSU rallied the way they did. And my phone, when LSU rallied in the 9th, y'all, I mean, I love y'all so much. I'm dead serious. Even the guy, whatever his name is, who was, bitching about the catcher stuff. My phone just starts and my Apple Watch just starts bzz, 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 like every second. Like, that's what it must feel like, and I'm not. But when you're a celebrity, if you turn on notifications on your phone, it's just like, bzz, 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 that's what it must feel like. I had that moment for about 20 minutes, where just like, it was just a nonstop bzz, 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 bzz. So, incredible. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for thinking of me and for hitting me up. I mean, there's almost 500 watching right now on YouTube, 300 watching on Facebook, and like 800 people watching right now, which is insane. So, YouTube, if you're new, Smash the like button. Subscribe to the Matt Moscona YouTube channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Like Brian Jones, Brandon Miller, Wayne Lights, Patrick Kimmery. Love y'all all, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. Even you, Kimmery. Lyle Ploche, Hudko makes a strong ass roof. Caleb Brignac, Texas State up 5-1 on Stanford. Wow. Kevin Gleason, Walter Prince, Peter Rodrigue, Waltrip was impressive. They're great. I mean, Southern Miss is great. They are worthy. Like, they are a worthy team of being a regional host, of even being a national seed. LSU on back-to-back nights now, though, has just hung in there long enough to give their offense a shot. Trivia Carter, what's good? Trey Day, Edward O. Some of these fools are never going to learn. You're right, Trey. Irfan Sayad, Samuel Smith. Unreal. I know LSU has to win another, but who do I cheer for in the Coral Gables Regional? So that's the other thing, too, by the way, guys. So we got to keep an eye on, gosh, dog it. But we got to keep our eye on the Coral Gables Regional. So that regional didn't get started until, God dog it, what's going on with this thing? So the Coral Gables Regional was completely rained out yesterday, and they didn't start until late today. So Miami and Canisius was the first game today. Miami won that game today, so Miami advanced to the winner's bracket. The second game was Ole Miss Arizona. That's going. Well, I'm gonna turn that shit on. Hang on. Let's watch this together, y'all. Ole Miss Arizona is going on right now. Arizona's up 4-2 over Ole Miss, so we're gonna watch that. Because remember, if someone manages to upset Miami in that regional, it's likely that the Super would be in Baton Rouge against either Ole Miss or Arizona. There were some, I'll tell you, I think I shared this with y'all, but the Athletic picked their regional winners for all of the regionals. They picked Arizona to win the Coral Gables Regional. So something worth keeping an eye on. Here it is right here. Hells to the yeah. Let's watch that mug. All right, we're going to watch that all together and see if because if Arizona can pull this off, man, and Arizona wins that regional, then it's LSU Arizona at the box. Jay Johnson against his former team for a right to go to Omaha. Will Burton, Cliff Nelson, what's good? Merrick Mathern, Stephen Jacob Scone, man. Hope Rufino's was awesome as this game. Thank you, bro. They're always awesome to us. Randall Offright, Matt Pearson's the MVP, is the next superstar at LSU. I completely agree, man. We've talked about Pearson a ton. He was a guy who just blew up this year in the fall, and it really came down to Pearson, Joe Bear, it looked like, in right. And then what happened was your DH obviously was going to be Beloso. Beloso got hurt before the first game. So then Joe Bear DH'd, and then they looked for options in right. If you remember, they had Barry in right, they tried a Gio in right, and ultimately they got to Pearson in right, and it looks like that's going to stick. Pearson was 2 for 6 in the ball game, scored a run, had the big RBI at the end. He was just great. Dylan Cruz was 2 for 4. Quick thing about Dylan Cruz, y'all. Do you realize that at the end of that ball game, they intentionally walked Dylan Cruz. 4 pitches. It was the intentional on 4 pitches to get to Jacob Berry. Bases loaded, but load the bases to get to Jacob Berry, a guy that's going to be a top 10 pick in this year's draft. You want to talk about respect? That's what Southern Miss showed Dylan Cruz. The intentional walk to load the bases to get to a guy that's going to be a top 10 pick. Incredible. Absolutely fucking incredible. Trivia card of the fucking freshman. You damn right. Brown Bear 765. Are the frogs and possum hanging out tonight, man? Tracy Morrow. Dennis Dodd. That can't be Dennis Dodd, but I'll see. Travis Lawrence. They making you watch the whole game. LOL. Yeah, damn right they are. I'll bet you this. A whole lot of people didn't turn off the game tonight that did yesterday. Stephen Jacobs, Tigers are on a fucking mission, damn right. Tyler Cooley, Sean Chappelle, Adam Penny, Bo Wilson, Cliff Nelson, USMC, Mike 1, Go Tigers, Scooby J, Donovan Thibodeau, Truax, what's good, Joey Vincent. Appreciate y'all for being here. Here, let's see. When people ask why I'm an alcoholic, I'm going to tell them Watch the last 2 LSU games. Brooke Blanchard, I love it. That's so good. Emil Miller, what's up? Okay. Jordan Mumphrey. Stevenson looks like he was hit after the ball bounced off the catcher in the ninth. Is that ball still live? Okay, great question. So I don't think Stevenson was hit after it hit the catcher. I think he was hit after it hit the ground, which is still a hit by pitch. The one that I have a problem with was Barry. Barry, as he was rotating, it hit his jersey. And they gave him first base. The fact that they overturned that in that spot, which ultimately struck out and ended the inning, was massive. Like, I couldn't believe upon review or after further review, they sent him back to the batter's box. That was stunning to me. The fact that the call on the field was hit by pitch, they felt like they had indisputable evidence that he was not hit by a pitch, was stunning to me. Let's see. Floyd Arno, Amy LeBlanc, what's up? Travis Laurent, did you leave a good tip before hurrying home? Travis, true story, I always leave a good tip. Number one, because I appreciate and respect the job that our service industry and hospitality people do, because they don't make a lot of money on their base pay. They make money on tips. So I appreciate that and respect a lot. If I get good service, I'll always tip well. That's number one. Number two, it's because I would really not like for people to recognize me coming in a place and then say, that fucking asshole Matt Moscona never tipped. So I always tip well. I mean, I dropped about a 30% tip tonight. So I'm a good tipper. I'm a good tipper. Amy LeBlanc, Jeremiah Hardell, Dustin Blanchard. All right. Sham, fucking sham. I love it. All right. I know I'm way behind on comments. My apologies. It's so crazy. I'm looking at Facebook, and it's 2 minutes behind at the top. It means so many of your comments have scrolled by. My apologies. All right. Let's talk a little bit about... we talked a little bit about the game itself. And how it all transpired when the Tigers when they were up 2-1, or they were down 2-1. McManus homered to tie it, and then ultimately you allowed them, Lynch single when Sargent scored to go ahead 3-2. Paytow homered to go 4-2. That was a moonshot, by the way. And then the mishaps behind the plate cost you those 2 runs, the next 2 runs, which was really, really unfortunate. Because you put yourself in a situation where misplayed balls behind the plate put runners in scoring position, and ultimately those runners scored. In the fourth, you had what would have been a ground ball double play, but because the pass ball allowed the runner to second, play at first, runner goes to third, and then scored on the single. It's just really unfortunate, and you don't have a better option. I mean, Milazzo is your better option, but he's not available. So I want to be clear. I'm not saying you have a better option to play. This isn't an attack on McManus. It's more of an attack. And look, McManus was lazy on 2 balls, and it cost you 2 runs. It's more of pointing the finger at LSU fans who refuse to acknowledge the importance of a defensive catcher. And it matters. It matters so much. It matters on framing pitches, on blocking up balls in the dirt. If you're Mikhail Hilliard and you rely on a breaking ball, if you're not comfortable bouncing that ball at 59 feet or 58 feet because you're not comfortable or confident your catcher is going to block it up, then you hang it and then it gets drilled. All of that matters. And if you don't watch baseball, you don't fucking know that. And there's too many people who have attacked me for that stance, and you see it over and over again, which is why I continue to hammer that point home. It matters. And if you have a problem with it, then you go argue with Jay Johnson, who continues to insist that Milazzo is going to be a part of the program in the future, and that if he were healthy, he'd be the guy right now, but he's not. But it matters. It fucking matters. Let's see. Alex Gonzalez, what's good? David Weatherford. We thought the Vandy Whistler was bad. The guy, year dirt. I don't know what that means, but whoever it is that's doing like that cacaw thing at Southern Miss, he's awful. Brutal. Brian Broom, what's good? Shelby, Ricky Rodriguez, Brad Sonier. Ole Miss is tied. Oh, yeah, it is tied 4-4. How about that? I'm looking at it right now. Their top 7, 4-4. Runner on first. Ole Miss runner on first. 1 out. We'll keep you posted. Kevin Gleason, they get taxed if we tip on the card. That's true, Kevin Gleason. But you know what? I wasn't tipping cash. I tipped on the card. Jared LeBlanc, but Drew got his hair cut today, and I tipped cash for the stylist that cut his hair. Let's see. Chance Babin. Was Joe Bear hanging with Musso tonight? I'll tell y'all what. I tweeted this live. In the first inning, so LSU got a rally together in the first. Talked about how Cruz was hit by a pitch, first AB, when you're facing a pitcher in Waldrop who had hit 5 guys all year, hits Cruz with the first AB of the game. I looked at that and was like, but clearly he was a little wild because the Barry flied out, and then Pearson got up, and it was 3 straight balls, 3-0 count. And ultimately, Pearson flies out, so Cruz goes to third. Doty singled, which it was an infield single, which kept Cruz at third. So he had first and third, 2 out, and Morgan came through with the big knock through the right side, which got LSU on the board. And then Thompson walked. So ultimately, Waldrop really was a little wild to begin. But you had the bases loaded with 2 outs, and you had Joe Bear up. And I tweeted, Joe Bear needs to swing out of his shoes on this first pitch, because at that point, they come to the mound. It was a mound visit for Waldrop at that point. And usually after a mound visit, whoever that pitcher is going to throw a strike. So I said, man, Joe Bear needs to swing. He needs to be pot committed and swing out of his shoes on this pitch. Because if he connects, now you're talking about a 5-0 ball game, bottom 1, and it could be over. And if he swings and misses, no big deal. Now it's 0-1. Go for the rest of the AB. And ultimately, he ends up looking at 2 balls and then looks at a strike, which the first, at a 2-0 count, the strike was probably the only pitch he was going to see. Foul another one off, and then called third strike, looking at a breaking ball, was disappointing. But you had a chance, again, for the second consecutive day, early in the game, to blow it open. And you missed that opportunity. And it wasn't a great night, obviously. The question there was about, was about Joe Bear not having a great night. And, I mean, listen, man, some nights that's just going to happen. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. I mean, some nights, what's the saying? Some nights you eat the bar, some nights the bar eats you. And that's kind of what it was for Joe Bear. He was huge last night. Had the big 2-run blast last night. I mean, you're gonna tolerate some 0 for 3s with 3 strikeouts, because in a lineup like this, you can still put up 7 runs on 11 hits when your DH goes 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. So that's kind of the give and take. Let's see. Southern Miss 38-0 when leading after 8 innings before tonight. Incredible. What a stat. Will Burton, Cameron Parker, Jerry Ferguson, Dustin Blanchard, Michael McNett, Jesse Post, I'm with you again, Skonikis, what a game. We just knew it was coming. I'll be real with you, Jesse. Despite watching it last night, I'm not sure I believed it again 2 nights in a row. The statistics of that happening back-to-back nights are just astronomical. But, man, it was incredible. A lot of y'all are talking about McManus get off his knee. And yes, I mean, if you're on a knee, you can't slide in front of the ball. That's why he reaches. And too many times when he reaches to backhand the ball, it kicks off the glove. Or it's a problem. I mean, it is. Nobody's ever taught to catch on a knee. You're just not. So It's a problem, but it's what it is, man. Still, they won the game. They're 2-0 in this regional. Somebody's got to come back now and beat them twice. Let's talk about let's talk a little bit about what you do tomorrow. Darren Pellegrin, what's up? Trey Earl, Delton, Doucette, Kennesaw State will beat Southern Miss. You know, I don't know, Delton. And here's why. I do like Southern Miss in the game, in the losers bracket game tomorrow morning, because I think what we saw with Kennesaw State is, why, especially late in the game, why their staff ERA is north of 6. Once you get into that bullpen, it's clear they gave up 8 runs to Army, an Army team that didn't score against Southern Miss. Kennesaw State's got no pitching. Southern Miss will score a dozen runs tomorrow against Kennesaw State. And I don't think Kennesaw State's going to score enough against Southern Miss's number 2, Riggins, who's got an ERA sub 3 on the season. So pitching heavily favors Southern Miss tomorrow. So I think LSU is going to see Southern Miss tomorrow night again. Wesley Randall, catcher, also hit a homer. Milazzo ain't doing that, but I hear you. Wesley, that's the point, though. Like, there's a give and a take. You can argue, okay, he hit a homer. Yes, he did. He also gave up 2 runs in that ball game. That's a net -1 in that equation. In a game that came down to the way it did. Like, again, it's the same reason why some of y'all keep saying they put Cranford in the game. Who cares if he can't hit? Why? Because you want an elite glove at a spot where you're not good. What you all see, you very clearly see when Thompson kicks a ball at short. What you don't see is why Milazzo why the catcher should have blocked up a ball behind the plate, why he didn't frame the ball and it cost you a 3rd strike. All of those things that aren't as descriptive as ground ball guy boots it, that's what you don't see. That's what you don't see. And if you ask baseball people, they'll tell you in a given game, a catcher, a good catcher will net +9 strikes per game for his pitcher. Now, what if that's in a 2-strike count and one of those strikes is a beautifully framed ball? Do you realize there was a ball 4 in the game tonight from a Southern Miss pitcher where the Southern Miss catcher didn't catch the ball and it hit the umpire? If he catches the ball, it's probably a call 3rd strike, but instead it hit the umpire, ball 4, take your base. Happens every single game. Let's see. Where are we? Jesse Mole. No, the game-running run was Tyler's leadoff single. Dork. Again, you're totally fucking missing the point. You're totally fucking missing the point. I'm not telling you bench McManus. You don't have a better option. My issue isn't McManus. I get it. He's not a good defensive catcher. My point is with you fucktards who don't understand the importance of an elite defensive catcher. That's the point. Fucking idiots. Let's see. Jeremiah Hardell. All right, where are we? I'm over this. Like, I'm not doing any more comments on that shit because it's 11:15 at night. We got 523 people watching on YouTube, which is amazing. 249 watching on Facebook. We got almost 1,000 people watching right now talking about this game, which I'm so fucking fired up about. And I'm not going to drag the conversation into negativity about something nobody can fucking control. So if you comment any more about the catcher shit, I'm not commenting on it. I've spoken my piece. You understand my point on it. What I'm going to focus on is LSU, amazing rally. Dylan Cruz, best player in college baseball. Clutch hitting for the Tigers again in the 9th. 2 freshmen coming up in an amazing spot. Paul Gervais slamming the door again for the 2nd consecutive day. Trent Vittmeyer did give up a bomb, but ultimately was good in relief again. And LSU came out there and found a way to win a game and put themselves in a position to win 1 game over the next 2 days to advance to a super regional they very well could host in Baton Rouge. In a year where things feel wide open. By the way, Tennessee, who did beat Campbell today 12-7, was down 4-0 in that ball game earlier today. All right, here we go. Max Barkley. Matt, who do you throw? Who do you want tomorrow? Southern Miss or Kennesaw State? I need an answer ASAP. Okay. I mean, who do I want to see? I want to see Kennesaw State. Because Kennesaw State, they're out of pitching. It's very clear they have no pitching. My hope is Kennesaw State slugs their way past Southern Miss because Southern Miss, I think, has enough arms to try to beat Kennesaw State and come back and beat LSU twice. I'm not saying that they can do it. What I'm saying, or they will do it. What I'm saying is they have the arms to do it. Kennesaw State does not. Kennesaw State does not have the arms to beat Southern Miss and beat LSU twice. So I would like to see Kennesaw State beat Southern Miss twice. Also, as a result, if Southern Miss is eliminated, then every LSU fan in Hattiesburg is going to get a ticket, and that becomes an LSU home game. So that's what I would love to see. That's what I would love to see. I think Southern Miss is going to win. They're going to throw Riggins tomorrow. I think he will, and he will deal like, a guy with a sub-3 ERA will. I think Southern Miss will beat Kennesaw State, and Southern Miss is going to have to beat LSU twice. I would, as far as tomorrow, be very interested. So Hasty pitched tonight, so he is not obviously going to start game 3, which we saw him do. Something that I would like to see is start Dutton, follow with Taylor. We saw that in the middle of SEC play for LSU this year, where they started Dutton and followed with Taylor, and they did that with some success. I want to see if they started that in the Missouri series. Hang tight for me. I'm looking up the box score of that right now, literally as we speak. So against Missouri, they went Dutton for an inning and 2/3, and then Collins followed. Hang tight. Let me see maybe if it was the week before. Maybe that was the state series when they did that. When they swept state on the road. Let's see, here it is. Yes. So against state, they started Dutton, went 3 innings, allowed 1 run, 4 hits, followed with Taylor, who gave you 4 innings, 2 runs on 5 hits. So those 2 gave you 7 innings of 3-run ball, and you beat Mississippi State that day. I think that is the approach. I think that's the way that LSU should do this. Dutton hasn't pitched yet. Taylor hasn't pitched yet. You've used Hasty, and I think the way you approach this is and they did this against Arkansas as well. Dutton started, gave you 4 innings of 1-run ball against Arkansas. Taylor followed, was not very good. Allowed 3 runs, on 2 hits. Walked a guy, and then they followed with Cooper after that. But we saw them have some success there, and I would like to see them, I think, go Dutton, Taylor, and then finish it. Raiselman still has not pitched in this regional at all yet, but I would like to see them set up like they set up Sundays when they were having success. And keep in mind that Hasty threw an inning tonight, and he threw, walked 2, which is a problem for Hasty. If you're walking guys, that's no good. Hasty threw 21 pitches, but Floyd, I don't want to get. Let me not get off track here. I'll come back and talk about Floyd. So Hasty would be available tomorrow after throwing 21 pitches. Gervais threw 11 tonight after, I think, 18 last night. So he's only at 29 pitches. He could obviously come back and give you another inning if you needed it. So I think you start Dutton tomorrow. You probably follow him up with Grant Taylor. If there's any issue at all, then you bring in Raiselman and see if Raiselman can finish it for you. Now, Randall Offrecht asked, when is Money going to pitch? I think Money comes into play for a potential game 4. If you get to Monday, when everybody's deep into their pen, I think that's when you give the ball to Blake Money. And I know that's a giant risk, but I think you give the ball to Money, short leash, understanding that you could bring back both Hilliard and Fontenot if you needed them on Monday, if you needed them. But I think that's the direction you would go. Blake Money had a lot of success at the beginning of the season. He struggled in SEC play. There's no denying that. Cross that bridge when it gets here, if it gets here. But I think Money's role would be on Monday if you get there. All right, y'all smash the like button. 511 watching. Y'all, sincerely, like, it's 11:20 on a Saturday night that 511 of y'all are watching on YouTube. And come on, why is this touchscreen not working? And 224 watching on Facebook. We're talking about 734 people watching us right now. I love this community, y'all. I'm so grateful for you, sincerely. Sincere thanks to all of you. Please smash the like button if you're new on YouTube. Please subscribe up to the Matt Moscona YouTube channel. When we go live, this is where we go live. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page. When we go live, this is where we go live. So thank you so much for being here. Quick question. Should I pour a whiskey? Like, I see all your comments. Just hit me with like a Y or an N, yes or a no. Should I pour, or type yes or no. Should I pour a whiskey? Like, are we going to be here for a minute? If so, I'll pour a whiskey. I'll go get something really good and I'll fucking pour a whiskey and we'll hang out. Edward O, yes. Hal Jubin, yes. Merrick Mathern, Mason, Dustin Blanchard, Mike McNett, Eric M., Saul Munoz, Cameron Parker, Stoned Musso. I love it. Look at these. Yo, it's so fucking good. All right. All right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pour Van Winkle, but if the Tigers win the regional tomorrow, we'll do a recap. And I'll pour one of my Van Winkles. I have a 12 and I have a Rip 10 and the Lot B12. I'll pour one of those tomorrow if they win. Tonight, I know what I'm going to do. One of my absolute favorites. The Elijah Craig 18, aka the Vanilla Bomb. One of my favorite pours in the world. I mean, this is, for me, without question, top 10 and debatably in my top 5. I was lucky enough to get a bottle courtesy of, I hope he doesn't mind me shouting him out, my buddy Dave Schultz. Does a great job formerly in Lafayette on 103.7, now on WNSP in Mobile. Dave Schultz and I pulled off a trade. He scored me an EC18. I gave him some stuff, let's say. But one of my favorite bottles ever, this Elijah Craig 18. I've not had the good fortune to open it yet. But you want to know what? After back-to-back nights where LSU did what they did, let's make the Angels sing, y'all. The Vanilla Bomb, y'all. One of my favorite pours ever. The Elijah Craig 18. Anybody know, wants a gift idea? Hey! If anybody's a last minute gift idea for me, I have one. I like my boss, Frank Shirley. Or an Elijah Craig 18, the Vanilla Bomb. Okay. Danny Jackson, Clifford Moore, Seth Talley, fuck yes. Jordan Remonday, Billy Davis. I'm 3 ahead of you. Billy, I was drinking at dinner, brother. So I'm good, really good. Kyle Gallo, if you don't pour one, you're a fucktard. Yes, I did use the word fucktard earlier. I should feel sorry about it. I'm not. I was really mad at that guy earlier. And I'm an 8 on the Enneagram, which means, I'm in the gut triad. My default emotion is anger. It's just where I go. I don't think that guy is a fucktard, although he might be. He probably is, actually, if you're using a fake name on YouTube at 11:30 at night, talking negative shit on a total stranger's YouTube. You're probably a fucktard with in need of some life perspective. But that's you. You do you. You do you, fucktard. I don't know why my touchscreen isn't working here. Yeah, look at the EC18. I love it. Those who know know. Those who know. Brandon Stewart, crank it up, Scone. Condon. That's an OG right there. Thank you, Brandon Stewart. It's so good. When it hits your lips. It's so good when it hits your lips. All right, questions, fire away. Questions, fire away. Hey, real quick. I pinned HUDCO. I won't play the jingle tonight. I pinned HUDCO in the comments. Y'all, it's 11:26 p.m. I was at dinner with my wife and some friends, rushed home to do this. I'm fired up to do it. The one thing that I never charge anybody. I don't fucking charge fees. I don't even have, what are the comments on YouTube called? The super chats turned on, because I never want to monetize my audience. I will never ask you to pay me money to consume my content ever. Ever. I'm allergic to that. Do a good job, people will watch, and then I believe your audience will do right by your sponsors. And I'm telling y'all, about a year and a half ago, I joined up as a partner with HUDCO Roofing. The thing you could do for me, one of two things. Number one, you go to Google, leave us a 5-star review. Go to Google, leave HUDCO a 5-star review. That's one. Two, if you own a home or a business, let us come do a free, no obligation roof inspection. That's it. The link is pinned in the comments. Hit the contact form, fill out a little info, boom, we'll come give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. That's it. That's my one ask. That's how you could help me. If you don't, no worries. I'm not gonna block anybody. You can still come here forever. Forever, talk to me forever and ever and ever. But you wanna know what you could do for me? That's what you could do. You could either go leave HUDCO a 5-star Google review, and or let us give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. All right. Bengal Tiger curious, what does a bottle of EC18 cost? Well, it depends if you get it at retail or not. Retail, I think, was 120 retail, somewhere around there. Not terrible. Secondary is awful. Gerald Bourgeois, first time on YouTube. Thank you, Gerald. Jerry Riviera, where can I get a sweet-ass HUDCO hat? Just ask, Gerald. Dustin Blanchard, Marcel Guerin, what's going on? Jeffrey Hurst, Wesley Randall, tell my wife, crank it up, Scone, when I need her to turn up the volume. She still doesn't get it. Crank it up, Scone. Kevin Keys, Cameron Parker, Reed Rule, DH, Dugas, the DH moving forward. So I was a little surprised. I was happy to see Dugas DH tonight. I was a little surprised that he didn't start the game. I think LSU, and I do understand from this respect, Southern Miss throwing a righty, Doty playing second was great to see. Barry, your best lineup is Doty at second, Barry at third, Dugas in left, Pearson in right, Joe Bear DHing. That's your best lineup. We did see Dugas DH tonight, and he walked. He was 0 for 1 with a walk. And obviously they went to a lefty, so they brought in Dugas, the right-handed bat. Joe Bear's really struggled as a left-handed bat against lefties. I get it.
Can you do it,
Sure. This might have been one of those nights where, had they started a righty, which I think you'll see tomorrow either way, if it's Kennesaw State or if it's Southern Miss. Let me rephrase that. Had they started a lefty, you probably see Dugas in left to add another right-hand bat in the lineup. I still think that's your best lineup, is Joe Bear DHing, Dugas in left, Pearson in right, Doty at second, Barry at third. When Barry was unable to play third and had to DH, that moved Joe Bear to right. When Doty was unable to play second and DH, that put Cranford at second. So you've had a lot of moving pieces. I would like to see tomorrow the best offensive lineup in the field, because you're not going to be elite defensively no matter what. So give me Dugas in left, Pearson in right, Barry at third, Doty at short, or at second, and Joe Bear DHing. That's what I would like to see tomorrow. What time's the game tomorrow night? 6 o'clock. Amy LeBlanc, you do, you fucked hard. So good. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't use the word fucked hard. Maybe I shouldn't, but I do. And y'all know, if you get me late night scone on these platforms, that's what you're going to get. The crazy thing is how many of you are like, man, it's actually really impressive that you don't curse on AFR. Oh, Arizona, what is you doing, baby? What is you do? The fucking third baseman and left fielder just collided. Well, they got a force play at third, but what are you doing? It was a shortstop, excuse me. Idiot. Somebody make a call. All right. Down the bottle, no fucking way. All right, jump back over here to Facebook. Max Barkley, Kevin Gleason. Trying to get some questions here. Y'all fire away with questions. Let's wrap this thing up with questions. We'll be going almost an hour. Hit me up with questions. Derek Sanders, you think Barry's going to come out of this mini slump he was in tonight? Listen, man, here's the thing. Barry was 1 for 5. I don't know. I think he was 1 for 5 last night with a walk. So he was on 2 of his 6 plate appearances. Tonight he was 1 for 6 in the ball game. By the way, the one was a hit against the ship where it was an inside pitch and he just inside out of the ball on the third baseline and took his base. So love that, by the way. Will he come out of the mini slump? Sure. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's damn near a 400 hitter. This is the problem with people. Well, let me rephrase. I don't want to say that. Because who was that who asked? Derek Sanders. I don't want this to sound negative toward you, Derek. You got to understand, man, like Alex Bregman, arguably the greatest 5-tool player that's ever come to LSU, had a brutal stretch his sophomore year where Maneri dropped him into the 8-hole. Started his pro career like 0 for 18 before he finally got a hit. His MLB career, I mean. This is baseball, brother. The best hitters in the history of the game have long stretches where they don't get hits. With Barry, you're talking about 2 games. And he's got a hit in both of those games. And yesterday he was on base twice. You've elevated the expectation to a point that's really unrealistic. The fact that Jacob Berry's, what's the number now? He's been on base like 25 consecutive games or some shit like that. Like, brother, the guy hadn't taken live at bats from the left side in damn near a month. Like, it's incredible what he's doing right now. So, mini slump because 2 games he hadn't really hit the ball hard? Bro. Danny Jackson, what did you think of the Japanese whiskey you had with T-Bob? That was Yamato, didn't like it. 80 proof Japanese whiskey tends to be milder. For something that's that expensive, it's not worth what you pay. Kyle Gallo, Bianco was clutch pinch running tonight. You know what's interesting? Yes, he did take the base on the ball in the dirt, and he scored on the base hit. The flip side of that, though, and I get it in that situation, Morgan, who's limped around all year, and I tweeted about this last night. Morgan's a fucking gamer. That guy has limped around all year with that brace on his knee and a PCL injury, and still out there every fucking night. But then Bianco playing first in the 10th, the pop foul down the right field line, the ball popped out of his glove. Morgan makes that play 100 times out of 100. You know, that's the trade-off. But you got to score the run, right? You got to score the run to get to extra innings. So it's a give and take. Stephen Fry, Brandon LeBlanc. Let's see. What's up, Matt? I'm late. I might have missed this. If anyone but Miami wins, who hosts the Super? So, Brandon, the way that works is the teams that advance will put in a bid to host the Super. And you better believe if it's Arizona or Ole Miss, LSU will host. Not only is LSU a higher RPI team, LSU's got a higher, more wins in conference than Ole Miss does. And if you're just talking about financially putting together a bid to host a Super, of course LSU's going to win. I'll just remind you to 2019 when LSU and Florida State both won their regionals. Although LSU did host a sub-regional that year, a regional, but was not a national seed. LSU hosted the Super over Florida State. So I do think that either way, if anyone but Miami wins this Coral Gables regional, that LSU will host the Supers. I would be very, very surprised if it went any other way. Let's see. Brian Garrett, Barry's still not seeing 100% since coming back. Once he's on, it's a game changer. I have a feeling fucktard is going to be a common part of vernacular here moving forward. Randall Babbitt is Thompson clutch or what? How about Thompson? Seriously. I mean, I know LSU fans have given that kid so much shit this year, and I think if you asked him, even he would tell you defensively, at times this year he has been a liability. He has just not been what he was a year ago. Holy crap! Ole Miss has the bases loaded in the top of the eighth. I don't know who it was, but just golfed one foul by 10 feet. That would have been a grand slam. Holy crap. It's 4-4, top eight. Ole Miss 1 out, bases loaded. Keep you posted. Got any bookers? Yes, Michael McNett, I do. I have a little book. Booker's a little hot for me, though, bro. I need to cut that with some ice. I just don't love bookers. The heat on that is incredible. And not in a good way. Aaron Hornsby, let's see. Kevin Gleason, what are your thoughts on Jay now? Same they were before. I think he's incredible. He'll win national championships at LSU. I think the fact that he has managed this team to the point they are without a rotation, without a starting pitching rotation is incredible. And I think LSU fans that have shitted on him are short-sighted and quite honestly stupid. Michael Aber, Hasty is trash. Michael Aber, that's a stupid comment. The fact that kid has worked his way from oblivion to being a contributing member of your bullpen from the left side when the only guy that you could count on was Riley Cooper is actually kind of incredible. And Hasty tonight gave you 2. No, he pitched 1 inning tonight. He did walk 2, and that was not great. But I'll grant you it wasn't a great night tonight. But the fact that kid has become a contributing member of this bullpen has been incredible. Brent Telano, who starts tomorrow? I think they'll start Dutton. In that number 3 role, they've started Dutton. They've started Hasty. I think given what you've already used and done to this point, it's got to be Dutton tomorrow. You start Dutton. He's been in that situation before. You do what you've done in game 3s. You have a quick hook on him. You hope he can get you 6, 9 outs, maybe 12 if he's really going. And you just have your next guy ready. And I think that next guy is probably Grant Taylor. Rami Kasem, Yamato is trash. Bottle is cool as shit, though. Great point. That's an undiplomatic way of saying it. Yes, it is trash. It's overpriced. It's very mild. The bottle's very cool, but it does suck. I would not pay what you have to pay for Yamato. Marcus Cassidy, Army Sergeant here, stationed at Wheeler Army Airfield in Hawaii. Could only listen, so I want to check on my guy Trey Morgan. Hit by pitch, is he okay? Seemed to be, Marcus. And by the way, thank you for your service, man. Much respect to you. Thanks for checking in with us, man. Yeah, Morgan seems fine. He was pulled for a pinch runner because Morgan is really just, look, I mean, the dude has played with a knee brace on all year. He has limped around the bases and the field all year, but he has just fucking nutted it out. He has nutted up and played and never missed a day despite having that fucking brace on his knee. And it was a situation where you needed to score to keep the game going. And so they pinch ran for him, and it was the right decision. Where's Anthony Google my mama? I need to go check that dude's Twitter. Let's see. Derek Sanders, love you, Matt. Hope you and your family are doing great. Listen every day. Thank you, Derek. Frankie Cassiopo, what's up, man? 7 seeds lost today. 1 more is losing. Incredible. Kyle Guy, Morgan is such a team player. As soon as he got on base, he signaled to the dugout for a pinch runner. He gets it, man. Arthur Blanchard, Matt, do they stay with the gold jerseys? I think they'd have to. I mean, at this point, jeez. I mean, I am not in any way a superstitious person. I don't believe in it. Like, make your own luck. But if the players believe it, if mentally it gets them right, if they feel good, yeah. Ole Miss, by the way, bases loaded, bases clearing double, 7-4. Ole Miss leading Arizona now, top 8 with 2 outs. Barring a big comeback here from the Cats, Ole Miss will take this first game of the regional. Jason Austin, ever since Thompson cut his hair, he's been playing some good baseball. Again, whatever makes you feel good, okay. I mean, he had gone, I think, coming out of the SEC tournament, he had gone 10 games and had 1 error, maybe 2 errors in 10 games. He's been playing better baseball, for sure. Scott Flowers, fan of the boombox. I think they call it, they don't call it the boombox, they call it the, what do they call it? It's not the boombox. They call it like the, I can't remember anyway. But yes, if they love it, I love it. If the players love it, I love it. Like if the players love the Rally Possum, I love the Rally Possum. I don't care. If the players love it and it gets them feeling good, then yes, that's all that matters. Let's see. Julio Mendez, Peter Rodrigue, Max Barkley, Michael Hebert is a fucktar. Stephen Fry, you can tell Thompson trusts his hands much more on the surface. He knows he won't get inconsistent hops. Only word for him going back to the box, my opinion. He's good, man. Chance Babbitt, don't forget, Cooper will be available tomorrow. Absolutely. If you're in a position to win the game tomorrow and win the regional, then you go for broke. Then you have Cooper, you have Hasty, you have Razelman, you have all your best arms available, no doubt. But I think the key is let's see if Dutton can get you off to a good. I think Dutton will start. I don't know this. I think that's what they'll do. Especially considering Hasty pitched today. And I think you save Hilliard and for the possibility of a Monday if it comes back around to it. Someone asked Razelman a possible starter for tomorrow for the first time all year. Hang on one second, y'all. I need to give me. I can't believe there's still 421 watching on YouTube and 149 watching on Facebook. It's incredible. It's got almost 600 people watching. Can y'all literally give me 30 seconds? My phone's about to die. I need to run and grab a cable to plug in for power. Just give me like 30 seconds to go get this. Thank you. All right. Much respect to you all. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for waiting with me. What a game. Trying to think if there are any other nuances in this game that we got to talk about from tonight before we look ahead. Plug in. All right, we should be good for charging now. All right. All right. Jump back over here to YouTube. My apologies, guys. I'm doing my best to keep up with all the comments. Again, if you're new on YouTube, smash up. We're at 308 likes. That's phenomenal. Thank you so much, sincerely. And if you're new, please subscribe up to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Great point. Wesley Randall, Cruz jump on the line drive in the 10th. It's a reason he's going to be likely the number 1 pick in next year's draft. He can hit for average, he can hit for power. Elite speed, elite arm, and an elite glove in a premium position. He is just awesome all the way around. Let's see. Turf fields, Lindsey Jackson. Turf fields in less than 10,000 capacity should be hard-nosed for hosting. 30 seconds to grab a beer. I love it. Why is my touch screen not working right now? That's crazy to me. Jeremiah Hardell, Dustin Blanchard, Gulf South, what's good? LSU should be the home team since they haven't lost. Listen, hey, you know something we haven't talked about yet, y'all? Seriously, on that point? How about the coin toss? LSU was the home team tonight. By the way, I hate this rule. I fucking hate it. Southern Miss should have been the home team tonight. I mean, you're the host team, but LSU being the host team tonight allowed them to bat second and really opened the door for the opportunity that they had tonight. So it's a little incredible that they had some, like, that is just, I mean, LSU made the plays, but that's when you look at the combination of talent, opportunity, intersecting with luck. And there's nothing that you do that controls a coin toss, but it allowed LSU to be in the advantageous position both in the bottom of the ninth and in the 10th to win the game. All right. Let's see. Trying to catch up on these comments, y'all. My apologies. Yeah, what is up? If anybody is at the games, what is up with the Southern Miss fans or fan that is yelling or screeching or whatever that is? Like, that's a little bit of a, like, the Vandy Whistler's obnoxious. Whatever that screeching thing is, I would argue, worse than the Vandy Whistler. Now, we'll tell you this. If you're just joining, thank you. We had an event tonight for Erica at St. Jude School. The thing ended roughly 6-ish when the game was starting, so while they picked up, I spent about an hour watching the first 3 innings on my phone sitting in the corner, and then we went to Rufino's, and I watched the rest of the game there with no sound. So I do not know what the announcer said, what conversations were around hit by pitch, anything. There was no sound. I couldn't get any of that insight into the broadcast, so all of you who watched it with sound on have better insight to all of that than me. I'm just telling you as a guy who was sitting in a restaurant watching the game on TV as best I could, following along. But that was interesting. Brian Garrett, do you think Johnson wants Arizona in the Supers? I think Johnson genuinely doesn't care. I mean, I think that Jay Johnson would just like to be in the Supers. Considering the way this season has gone, where you lost 2 out of your first 3 SEC series at home to A&M and Auburn. You had a chance when you were seemingly locked up to be a regional host, and you get swept at home by Ole Miss. You've dealt with so many injuries this year, from Javen Coleman. I mean, Cade Beloso before the first game. Javen Coleman, your best lefty. Trey Morgan playing the entire season with a knee brace. You lose Jacob Berry late in the season when you really seem to be hitting your stride. Gavin Dugas with the weird hand injury, and then he was sick for like a month in the middle of the year that we forget about. I mean, it's kind of Cade Doty dislocating his shoulder as you're sweeping Vanderbilt, hitting your stride. Like, this team has had some really bad fortune. So to be in this situation now where you're 1 win away from advancing to Super Regionals, I don't think Jay Johnson gives a good goddamn who they play. I genuinely, I think he's probably ecstatic that they've come back the way they have the last 2 nights, put themselves in this position. Aaron Hornsby, another great show, Brother Matt. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you, man. Shelby, wonder how much Hudco would have to pay them to play the jingle. Who? Pay for who to play the jingle? Kyle Gallo, you need to announce now if you're doing a nightcap tomorrow so we don't blow the shit out of your phone again. Okay, Kyle. And that happened. I was at Rufino's and the game ended, and we were there with another couple, and my phone was, honestly, it was my watch, because I got my Apple Watch on, and the text app that I have, Community, notifies me on the phone or on my watch. So I'm sitting there at dinner and I'm trying to be calm, but my watch is just buzzing like bzz, 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 bzz. So yes, I mean, I plan to do this again tomorrow night after the LSU game, however it goes. So yes, join me. Matt, let's see. Stephen Fry, I feel like I'm 151 people in the DMV lobby for the lady to get back to her desk. Sorry, bro. Chad Arnold, Bianco advancing to second was the play of the game. Big part of it, no doubt. It's why you had to pinch run for Morgan when you did. He made a very veteran, heady play, no question. Putting himself in scoring position. If you want to say play of the game, there's a million things you could point to that lead up to that moment even being relevant. But yes, it was a massively significant moment, no question. Melanie Wilson Willis in Pigeon Forge with the whole family. It was a wild night. Thank God for Wi-Fi and the ESPN app. You know, I said that when I was at dinner, we were at that meeting tonight, the game was starting. I leaned over to Eric and I had the Watch ESPN app up, and I said, "What did we ever do before streaming? Like, in this moment right now, I would not be at this thing with you. I would have told you go by yourself. I'm staying at home to watch this game, but I knew I could pull it up on my phone." Seth Talley, Matt, can we get a nightcap with a few pours deep? I mean, brother, I was at dinner and we drank a bottle of wine, had a couple of whiskeys, and now I just had another Elijah Craig 18. So I'm there with you, bro. But I need to move that because I'm blocking the phone number. So HUDCO 3641007 or HUDCOroofing.com. Pearson plays like a grad transfer with 4 years to play 5. So mature, and the game is slow for him. Randall, so much of the commentary on Josh Pearson before this season was he never got cheated on a swing and he hit the shit out of the ball. And he and Joe Bear were battling for the opening day starting spot in right field. Now, what happened ultimately was Barry ended up starting in right, if you remember, because they were trying to hide his glove out there. But ultimately, they tried Joe Bear out there. They tried Gio out there. And when Beloso got hurt, they DH'd Joe Bear, which allowed them to kind of get to the point where they moved to Pearson and Wright. And he took full advantage of it. Now he's batting the top third of the lineup, playing a great right field, and he will hold that spot forevermore. And he will go down as an awesome, awesome LSU outfielder. Jordan, what position does Cruz play at the next level? Center field. Like, do you not realize you are watching a major leaguer playing college baseball right now? Like, y'all, Dylan Cruz right now could play in the major leagues. He is a dude with power to all fields that can hit for average and has an elite glove, speed, and arm. Dylan Cruz, today, like literally today, could leave LSU, which generally they'll tell you SEC is sort of comparable with AA baseball. Like in AA, you face Friday night SEC guys. He could, and a lot of times you see guys get called up from AA to the majors. Because the AAA a lot of times is like where guys from the majors get sent down and back up, and it's sort of in between. You see guys get their call up from AA. Dylan Cruz could today leave LSU and go play center field in major leagues today. Like, that's what you are watching. You are watching a major league baseball player playing college baseball right now. It's unfair. He's that good. He's a center fielder at the next level, no question. Let's see. Sounds like an eagle on acid. David Weatherford, he's yelling dirt? He's yelling dirt? Ryan Thibodeau, nothing's worse than the Vandy Wilson. I don't know, bro. That dude in Hattiesburg is pretty awful, bro. Kevin Gleason, season flew by. Any more? Going quick. Jay Johnson, solid assassin vibes, optimistic on the future of the program. Yo, I want to say this one more time. Well, I'm sure I'll say it many more times. LSU has far and away the best class in the country signed for next year. In talking to scouts, they have told me if LSU could get 12 guys from this current signing class on campus, they will be the favorite to win the national championship next year. They will also hit the transfer portal. Jack Walker from Mississippi State, Louisiana kid, is in the portal, could very well join LSU and be part of the rotation. I will continue to say this, I've said it before, but Josh Day, the starting shortstop at Missouri, a guy who hit 340 this year at Mizzou and was a plus defender at shortstop. He is a likely portal candidate, and I would assume that LSU will be high on his list. Give Jay Johnson a year, like a full class, to get these dudes on campus, to build his roster how he wants to build it, and you get Cruz and Morgan, Pearson, Stevenson, Milazzo, bro, like Joe Bear, they're going to be filthy. They're going to be filthy next year. And you talk about the arms, Coleman will be back, Dutton, Taylor, a year older, Raisman will be gone. He'll sign. He'll be drafted. He'll sign. Like, Cooper will be back next year. I mean, you are going to have a veteran, deep team supplemented by the best class in the country of signees and transfers. Like, LSU probably will be the prohibitive preseason favorite next year to win the national championship. Certainly to go to Omaha. Bruno Venmore, what are LSU's chances to host a Super? Well, if LSU wins and Miami loses, I think LSU will host the Super. Shelby, LSU's faced terrible fortune the last 6 years. Walker blows out in Omaha, true. Jaden Hill fights injuries, true. Then this year it's always something. Hey, I'll throw another one at you, Shelby. I mean, let's not forget Cole Henry. Cole Henry was a fucking stud. And you basically lost him because of the COVID year in 2020. Can you imagine healthy Cole Henry, healthy Jaden Hill, what that 1-2 would have looked like? That would have looked like Rocker Lighter. But yes, injuries, COVID, all that shit happened. No doubt. Billy Davis. Jay Johnson is a BAMF, BAMF, I guess, badass motherfucker. Sooner or later, these fucktards have to realize Skip ain't the guy anymore. Well, I mean, Skip's always going to be that dude, but he ain't coming back. Obviously, I mean, he's the GOAT, legend status secured, but he ain't going to coach again, obviously. But yes. Lenny Moss, holy shit, y'all still on. Let's go, Lenny. I'm ready, bro. Got to give Drew medicine at 1:30 a.m. So I can either go to bed, set an alarm, and get up at 1:30 to push it through his feeding tube, or I can stay up till 1:30. What y'all want to do? I want to shoot, ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Now let me get back to the subject. Peps on the step. Make you get hot, make you work up a sweat when you skip to the loop. My darling, not falling in love, but I'm falling for you. Get your lips wet, because it's time to have pep. How about that, y'all? Salt and pepper, shoot. How you like me now? You know what? Who was that? Brandon LeBlanc. I think 31 pitches in the first inning helped us get the starter out. That's been the key for this team. Brandon, the fact... Yes, when Waldrop threw 31 in the first, I thought for sure they'd run him by the sixth. He ended up going 6 2/3, and he was over 100 pitches. He was at 117, 119 when they pulled him after 6 2/3. I thought they were going to let him throw 150 pitches, but Cruz hit the homer. Cruz hit the homer deep into the night, and they went and got him. And it was like, yeah, we're not going to let this happen like what happened last night. And ultimately, it was the biggest mistake they could have made. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but I'm sorry. That's when Cruz doubled. That wasn't when Cruz homered. That's when Cruz doubled. Cruz doubled, and they pulled Waldrop, brought in Rogers, and he got Barry swinging. That's when Barry was hit by the pitch. They brought him back, and he struck out. But that's ultimately what got him out of the game. It was the Cruz double that got him out of the game. Just incredible, man. And then LSU didn't get a run in the 8th after Vittmeyer gave up the homer. So they grew their lead. And LSU got nothing in the 8th. Of course, Vittmeyer threw up a perfect 9th. Well, not a perfect. He didn't give up a run. He did walk a batter in the 9th. And then it started. Stevenson flied out. Cruz homered to inch it closer. Barry flied out, so you're down to your final out. And you went Pearson single, Doty homer. Morgan was hit by the pitch. Bianco came in a pinch run. That's when they brought in Ramsey. Bianco stole second on the ball in the dirt. And then Thompson singled. And Thompson's RBI single is what got Bianco home. Incredible. Just incredible. Incredible to watch it unfold again. Cruz did hit that motherfucker over the scoreboard. Go Tigers, he did hit that motherfucker. I mean, he hit that motherfucker to East Jesus. That was incredible. All right, y'all. Are we done? Let's see. Gulf South, the batter that got hit by the pitch in the 10th, did he really get hit? So, I'll tell you, man. So, I do think so. I think he got hit on the back leg. When it was Stevenson who got hit, by the way. I thought got hit in the back leg. I was surprised in the 7th when they brought Barry back to the plate. Because, and again, I'm telling y'all, I did not have the benefit of listening to the broadcast. I was at Rufino's watching it, no sound. So I don't know what the announcers were saying, what the conversation was like. You all have a better insight to that than I do. But the Barry hit by pitch looked very obvious to me. The Stevenson one, not so much. But if the call on the field is hit by pitch, you have to have something indisputable to overturn it. I don't think either was. And that was the surprising thing to me with Barry. Justin Franks, wow, still going, bravo. You got it, bro. Gulf South, watch the entire game at my niece's dance recital. I love it, dude. I can't believe so many of y'all are still watching. Can we get, by the way, all right, here's a challenge. We're at 329 likes. Can we get to 400? 377 still watching on YouTube. Again, if you're new, please take a second. Not only smash the like, but also subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you. It's just, you go to the channel, you hit subscribe, so that way when you open up YouTube, we'll be in your feed. And then when we go live, hit the notification. So when we go live, we're here. Like when we do live for post games, we're here. When we do companion shows, we're here. When I do Morning Scone, we're here. So it's another reason to subscribe up and hit the bell. If they don't pull them, we probably don't come back. Good point, Stone Muso. I'd be curious. Matt, last pour. Let's take a ride down Knob Creek. All right, Jeremy Harris. Doug knows. Midnight Matt. Yes, sir. Eugene Sutherland. Scone is not singing and rapping Shoop if it's not a glorious night for LSU. I mean, I might do it anyway if you asked. Manny Troncoso noticed the fake grass mound, gave Hasty problems. Hate that fake shit. I agree with you. I don't know if that's the reason he didn't throw well, but, you know. Devin Kelly, let's fucking roll. I was in bed, had a coworker text me and wake me up. I'm up and ready to roll. Matt, do you think LSU will build a staff like Tennessee has right now? Josh, I'm going to tell you this, man. The thing about Tennessee, and I know a lot, we talked about it a lot yesterday because of all the PED allegations. The thing about Tennessee that really worries me, I never want to come across as the guy who is who sounds like the bitter opponent who's just bitter at the other team's success, so you're accusing him of cheating. The problem I have with Tennessee, and again, at the risk of sounding bitter, irresponsible, fill in the blank, is Tennessee has had 8 guys go from being guys to fucking dudes in 1 year. If you had one guy that all of a sudden came back from Tommy John, was throwing harder, and he went from a low mid-90s guy to a dude that was not in 98, okay, happens. This, you're like, how did you go from being pretty good to, fuck, the best team we've seen in a quarter century? You know what I mean? That's where it's fair to ask, is this legit? All right. They're bottom 9 in Coral Gables. Ole Miss leading Arizona 7-4. Wildcats got the lead runner on, so 1 on, nobody out for Arizona. Keep an eye on this one. See how this ends. You see, that's the thing. Like, so UT has 7 first-round picks. Doug knows. I get it, but my point is, like, when you have a reliever who a year ago was a guy who's now throwing 105, you kind of go, the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, and it's not just him. Tennessee's got legit 8 dudes like that this year. 8 from one squad in the same year to hit that kind of hockey stick acceleration. I mean, your coach's motivation is only so good. It ain't getting you that. You know what I mean? Anyway. Let's see. Someone said, Dylan Cruz is a Martian dude, hits a breaking bug, whatever. Randall Babin said, of a Shelby. Randall Babin said, better than Duplantis? More homers, sure, but Duplantis could spray with the best. Brother, listen, man. I don't mean to be critical of Antoine Duplantis, okay? Because that dude has more base hits than anybody in the history of LSU baseball. Dylan Cruz, you have to understand what I'm telling you. Antoine Duplantis had one elite tool. One. He could hit for average. He could spray the ball. Flat bat would just put the ball where they ain't. Could not hit for power. Did not have great speed. Was not an elite glove. Antoine Duplantis had one plus tool. His ability to hit for average. That was it. Dylan Cruz can hit for average, can hit for power, has an elite speed, elite glove, elite arm. Like, he is a true 5-tool player. Like, Dylan Cruz is legitimately in the conversation of the greatest baseball player. I'm not saying he has the greatest career. He's on his way, potentially. But he is in the conversation of the greatest baseball player to ever play in this program. He is on the very short list of that conversation. And he's still got another year. First and second, nobody out. Hold on to your butts. Texas State about to beat Stanford. Stephen Walzak, what does the USM or Kennesaw State pitching look like going to their elimination game? Good question, Stephen Walzak. So Southern Miss actually threw, Waldrop tonight was their number 3 guy. But he was a dude plus stuff, strikeout stuff. Their number 2 guy is Riggins. Hang on one second. I'll pull up his stat line for you. And he's a dude. He's a sub-3 ERA guy, but he's a sub-3 ERA guy, but not quite the strikeout stuff. So Hunter Riggins, here you go, 88 in the third innings pitched, 79 strikeouts, 20 walks. So fewer than a strikeout per innings pitched, by the way. How about that? Now, pass ball, second and third, Arizona, nobody out. Wildcats, bottom 9, got a little something brewing, y'all. A little something, 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 something. Where are we? Drew Alvarez, Antoine Duplantis is the worst athlete in his family. Still a dude. Dude, for sure. But, Antoine Duplantis will never play Major League Baseball. It's not a knock on Antoine. He was a great college baseball player, meant a lot to LSU. Ooh, strikeout. But he'll never play in the show because he just doesn't have the tools necessary to be a big leaguer. And that's okay. Not everybody does. Eddie Furness had arguably the greatest college baseball career in LSU history. Eddie Furness never made it to the show because Eddie Furness was a bat that could hit for power with a metal bat, could hit for average, but was a first baseman that wasn't an elite glove, didn't have a great arm, and certainly didn't have elite speed. For Eddie Furness to make it to the show, he was going to have to be Mo Vaughn or Big Papi. He was going to have to be a guy in the steroid era who was willing to stick a needle in his ass and club 50 homers a year, and he wasn't that guy. So in the pros with a wooden bat. So he went and became a doctor. Awesome for him. But just because you were a great college player doesn't always mean you're going to be a great pro player. And I think that's what the case is with Duplantis. All right, so we go to strikeouts. So second and third, 1 out for Arizona. Read rule, when Dave Van Horn comes out of his confrontation with Vitello as the good guy, that's how you know Vitello really is true. Let's see. Oh, the swing at freaking BB's up there. All right. Stephen Fry, Duplantis equals Rafe Rhymes. Duplantis, better runner than Rafe, but it's a good comp. I mean, Rafe was a dude that had great bat control and just could spray the ball all over, but just didn't have power and wasn't fast and wasn't a great defender. I mean, it's okay. It's not a knock. It's understanding why Dylan Cruz is what he is, why Dylan Cruz is likely going to be the number 1 overall pick next year. Because he could today step onto a big league field and be a big leaguer. He could play on a big league roster right now. Jordy Bloodsworth, it's unreal how many people don't comprehend the status of Dylan Cruz. It's true, Jordy, but again, I go back to this, and I know every time I say this, I hate to say it, because I know it to be true, but it sounds so critical and sounds so douchey. And I hate to say the word douchey, but it does. What I know as a fact, having done the job I do for as long as I do, is that LSU baseball fans are not baseball fans. They love LSU baseball because LSU baseball has a long history of winning and they want the team and the program to win. It's fucking awesome. I'm not being critical of that in any way, but the point that I always bring up is if Thursday night football were on and it were South Carolina against Auburn for an SEC Thursday night football game, you'd fucking watch that. South Carolina, Auburn, Thursday night baseball in the SEC, you're not watching that. Because you're not a baseball fan. That's okay. there's some of you, I mean, but like the masses are not, and that's okay. But that's why people don't like. You can watch Joe Burrow and know, fuck, that dude's awesome. You could watch Cam Newton and go, that dude's special, Heisman, #1 pick, all that sort of shit. You know what I mean? All of that is very, very true. Like you can watch even you could watch J.C. Horn, cornerback from South Carolina, and go. You could watch Jadeveon Clowney and go, first round, #1 pick. I get it. Like the fact that anybody even sits here and tries to make a comp with Antoine Duplantis and Dylan Cruz is fucking ludicrous. That's like saying, hey man, Jadeveon Clowney comparable to Raheem Alem. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just like, it don't make no sense. The Ray Thornton. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's the stupidest shit ever. Oh. Anyway. Too bad jumping isn't a tool in baseball. Duplantis has it in his genes. I don't know if he has jumping in his genes or vaulting. Because you don't have to jump as a vaulter, right? You don't have to jump. You don't really jump. Highland Lawler, like Floyd's potential, is our Friday night guy next year. Floyd could certainly be that guy. This is the point I'll make about next year. I don't want to get too far ahead, but Floyd, money was in your weekend rotation this year, and I get it. He's struggled, but just like he improved year 1 to year 2, he could improve year 2 to year 3. Floyd, money, you're getting Javen Coleman back. Dutton, Taylor, and then you're going to hit the transfer portal, obviously, and then your signees as well. Jay Johnson's going to fix this in a hurry. In a hurry. Ooh, wow. Ball game. Ball game. Ole Miss. Wow, wow, wow. That would have been a quintessential Ole Miss collapse. But they pulled it out. Chad Arnold, did Tennessee get busted for loaded bats earlier this season? Kind of, Chad. So they had a hitter earlier this year use a bat that was not approved. Every bat that's approved has a sticker on it that's approved for that game, and the hitter was using a bat that was not approved. What I will tell you here that, again, at the risk of sounding irresponsible, what I don't mind saying, because I'm on a live stream at fucking 12:19 a.m., is that ear to ground, you talk to people around this league, and there is sort of an underground understanding that Vitello has a guy that will juice bats. Not to say all of the bats are juiced, but if guys want to go juice the bats, it's almost like with NIL, hey, go talk to this guy, he'll help you out. And so they have bats in the dugout. Not everyone is juiced, but at times if they're down and someone wants to go grab a juice bat, they can grab a juice bat. And I think that's what happened in that situation, where a guy grabbed a bat that was not approved. It was a juiced bat. They pegged him for it, and that was that. Again, can you prove it? I would never say this on AFR, ever. Can you prove it? Does the NCAA give a shit? Probably not. Considering how much the NCAA has on its plate, are they really looking to go investigate if Tennessee is using juiced bats? Probably fucking not. So, onward and upward. It's kind of like the fucking Russian in Rocky, who was getting needles stuck into his ass the whole time he was training. But, be better. All right, y'all, I think we're done. Chico Lynch, I have money from earlier this season on Tennessee, LSU, and Texas to win it all. Who am I missing? Oregon State. Someone said Stanford was losing, but Oregon State and Stanford, I'd say should be in that convo. But shoot, man, if it's not Tennessee, flip a coin. I mean, I think Tennessee, Oregon State have been the two best teams in college baseball all year. So Stanford lost. Wow, I'm surprised. But it's baseball, bro. Shit happens. All right, let's see. We should be done here. What time is it? Golly, it's... Y'all got me away from my dinner. All right. It's 1:40. We've been here for an hour and 40 minutes. It is 12:21 a.m. Sincere thanks to everybody for watching, man. Again, 350 still hanging out with us. Did we get to over 40? All right, we are 40 likes shy of 400. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that any live stream we've ever done has gotten to 400 likes on YouTube. Maybe last year during Companion Shows, maybe. I just don't recall. But if you're watching, if you're one of the 341 still watching on YouTube and you've not yet hit the like button, please do it. It's just X out of the live chat, hit the thumbs up, then hit live chat. It comes right back up and you'll see it. If we can get to 400 likes, that would be sensational. I'd be so excited. Read will stay until you get to 400. We'll see. That's up to you all. And at Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Again, quick reminder, I do have HUDCO pinned in the comments. Y'all, I'm a partner in HUDCO Roofing. It's not just an advertiser. Like, I am an equity partner in that business. And I work the business as well. So if you want a roof inspection, email me directly. I will facilitate it for you. Matt@HUDCOroofing.com. Matt@HUDCOroofing.com. Help her spread the word, man. I'd appreciate it greatly. Do business with someone you know. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Kyle guy, hit the thumbs up, fucktards. I'll probably regret dropping that one at the beginning of this, but it's all good. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all are great. Sincerely, I know we were on fire at the beginning, but I love doing it, and I appreciate so much all of you for watching. Because as I say often, man, without all of you watching or interacting or listening, I'm just a guy sitting in a room talking to myself. So, without all of you, I don't matter. So, if I do matter or whatever. But anyway, I'm very grateful. Please know that. Thank you for watching. And 377, we're 23 away. We're 23 likes away. We're so close. We're so close. I'd hate to end this before we got to 400, but we're so close. Okay. Go Tigers. LSU tomorrow night. 6 o'clock first pitch against the winner of Southern Miss Kennesaw State. My guess is Sam Dutton goes, followed by Grant Taylor, Raiselman. If you need your vase to close it out, if you're winning, do it and win the game and go home and get ready for a super, which we hope will be in Baton Rouge. Because the Coral Gables Regional has been delayed the way it has, you would very likely see whoever ends up advancing into that super play. Remember, supers are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday, Sunday, Monday. If you remember, LSU closed out the old box against Cal Irvine on a Monday night. So my guess is either way, the super with LSU and Coral Gables will be a Saturday, Sunday, Monday super, because that Coral Gables regional has been delayed a day and likely won't finish until Monday at the earliest. So I was delaying, hoping we could get maybe 20 more likes. We're at 379. Looks like we're going to come up a little bit short. Gulf South, you go all in tomorrow pitching. Gulf South, you go all in if you have a lead. If you have a lead and a chance to win it, then yes, then you're going Raiselman and you're going Gervais and you're going Cooper and you're on your best arms if you have a lead. If not, then you don't. You know, you hope your bats come through, and then at some point you might be able to flip it to those guys. But, you know, that it depends on the situation. I mean, you have to be in a position to necessitate going all in. So, golly, I hope they are. I hope the bats show up in a big way early. They get who I think will be Dutton, you know, a big lead. And see if you can take it home from there. So, okay, y'all. Much love and respect. Thank you all for watching. Even the guy who I called a fucktard earlier. You know, but the lesson would be, you know, don't come trolling on a stream with a fake name, throwing bombs, because you're probably going to get shit spiked right back in your face. But, you know, you're a beautiful child of God, whoever you are, and I love you in that sense. Okay. Peace. Enjoy your night. Morning scone tomorrow. And we're 15 away. 15, like, can 15 people please hit the damn like button? Can 15 people, 15 please hit the damn like button? Can I get 15 damn likes? I'll wake up and I'll probably be there. So, all right, y'all. Thanks again. Y'all have a great night. Peace.